Hello everybody, I'm RetroRyoHazuki81. Welcome to my broadcast. And today I'm going to present to you a broadcast from my YouTube channel called RetroRyoHazuki81. And it's also representing an LLC. So I turned down the volume somewhat. Okay, right. So I have, I think people can hear me better now. Well, down a couple more notches. Yes. Okay, so yes, how's everyone doing today? I'm doing fine. For the most part, I'm doing all right. Not so bad. So how to say it? I've got a channel, and I guess I'm a regular guy here. I'm in America. I'm in the States. United States of America. There's different ways to give context to America. We're like supposed to be a free country. We're supposed to be a country representing freedom. Yeah, so I believe in freedom. I believe in equality and freedom. Of there's all kind of types of freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom of choice, the freedom to choose where you want to work, the freedom to vote, freedom to just there's all kind of different freedoms. If you can, so like right, so if you can have 5 kids, if you can make 5 children, you can marry a wife. There's different laws about marriage in America. Depending on the background of the person, whether it's their religion, whatever. I mean, what if I was some religion like where I can have more than one wife? Well, that might be real in America too, and as it would be true in other nations, not just the United States. So, yeah, it's like that. Nobody's perfect, unless somebody would say, "Oh, you're so perfect. You're so cool. You're such a great guy." Like, well, maybe somebody has an interpretation of someone that someone is perfect or whatever. But I don't believe that. Even me, I'm not perfect, and I'm really far from perfect sometimes. Like a lot of my problem is my history that is not represented me the right way. I don't think it's my history is kind of like what I'm trying to forget in some ways. So I want to forget my history if I can sometimes, but now in other words, I don't want to forget everything, but I how to explain it, like the reason I talk about, like, okay, let's get for instance, okay, my YouTube channel is called RetroRyoHazuki81, okay? Yeah, so, you know, when I say RetroRyoHazuki81, well, that has meaning to it, like, see, RetroRyoHazuki81 means, like, retro. Now, not just retro gaming, no. But it really gives more reference to more than retro gaming. The word in context in the dictionary called retrospective. Okay, if you can understand what retrospective means, you can understand my YouTube channel a lot more for the way it's been broadcasted historically, over the years. At first, I called my YouTube channel One Shenmue Tree. Wait, no. It was called Hope for Shenmue at first. I think it was called Hope for Shenmue at first. Did I call it One Shenmue Tree another time? Or Rios for Ryo Hazuki? 95 or something. There's different names I've given my YouTube channel, or was another channel that was RetroRyoHazuki 95 or something. So knowing that, you can understand me better, right? And so knowing these facts about my channel, and today, I'm trying to represent what Ryozuki. See, this is what my channel is about. It's not just about Ryozuki. Now that needs to be made real clear, okay? Because the LLC on my if you look me up, RetroRyoHazuki81 LLC on Google search engine or any search engine for that matter. So then you will find that you're gonna find that on my channel, I'm representing my claims, like like my history, my life history, like a biography in some ways. About, okay, so I'm born April 21st, 1981, right? That's right. Now, there's also a coin with Queen Elizabeth II. She also has the same birthday, April 21st. Now I have that birthday, April 21st. So for England, the British people, April 21st, 1981. Okay. So there's that coin, in Shenmue. But let's move on from that. Not just the start of my birthday, but there's more. So I'm born that day, and then all the things I went through, or not all the things I went through, but in a sense, some of the things I went through. Okay, so I went through some things, and I did go through some things, like some problems, some kind of things that I don't like to have problems. Believe me, I don't think anybody in the world wants more problems than the less problems somebody has, the less stress people can have in their life that they don't want. I mean, when I say they, I'm talking about people generally speaking here. I, for one, don't want any problems. That I don't have to, if I can avoid problems, I want to avoid problems or resolve problems. First, I'll resolve them, then they'll go away too. That's another way to avoid problems. You can avoid it by eliminating the problem, resolving it. See, if you can find a way to resolve something, that's like it's like in a way, it's like it can be maybe like answering a multiple choice question. Think of the way you answer multiple choice questions in college. It's different from writing an essay. It's different from giving critical thinking, explanation, feedback. It's different from true and false answers. So if I'm in high school, or if I'm in college or whatever, so what I'm trying to say, what you're gonna do to resolve your problems, your multiple choice problem, question, whatever. Okay, if it's a question, it's needing the solution, the answer. Different context of words give meaning to the word answer, solution. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, there's something called process elimination. You see? So if I can eliminate the problem, then I can avoid the problem. But see, this is how, in a way, I'm breaking things down, for common sense purposes. All right. For one, I don't want problems in my life, and I've had way too many damn problems. I'll say the word because Ryozuki does use profanity sometimes. So there's too many problems like that. He's gonna have problems, and he's gonna have more problems, and he cannot have these problems. So the real Ryozuki has to be represented correctly. And I just want to get past this point, maybe one day I can change my YouTube channel name, or maybe they could do this, keep this YouTube channel, but it's like the first YouTube channel I had. Now, there could be perhaps maybe another YouTube channel representing myself. And see, I'm not really supposed to call myself retro, or RetroRyoHazuki. You see, this is because the official, claims of the Shenmue. I'm supposed to be represented correctly from the beginning, but in a way, I have to kind of get past this kind of problem overall. It's an overall problem for me, a whole lot, and damn, damn it, it has been a really big problem to not have, how to say it, and I'm only going to say it one time in this video, because in a way, without the teacher who I exchanged and conveyed my ideas to, I don't think this would have been possible for me to be the actual one true origin. I'm the only one real Ryohazuki in the world. That wouldn't have been possible. Now, even though it is still to date standing as unofficial, see, it's unofficial today, it still would not have been possible for me to know that this is the plan. Now, I do believe it should have been more than unofficial. I do. But see, this is because of historically, according to the facts of Shenmue, this is real facts. Because I'm not lying about anything I say on my broadcast. Everything is based on the truth, or it's based on, some history or something based on, factual events I can prove that would give me, leads to believing, what I believe that would be the truth, or some speculation that could amount, that is like hypothetically opinionated enough to be the truth. Because you see, some of this is some of the things I remember are from meditation, because people will not talk to me about Shenmue at all. Like the teachers, the Dons, there's 4 Dons that I trained with. So basically, I trained them and they trained me. I'm coming in the martial arts dojang, it's a Korean karate school, Tangsudo school, as a Sue martial artist. And I didn't even know I had that kind of talent in me when I trained. But because I'm naturally gifted in the martial arts, it's just known that I'm Ryohazuki. I'm that guy. And, I'm naturally knowing these things. I'm naturally the jujitsu guy that just creates his own jujitsu systems in class. And nobody has done that in history like ever. Can you think of a time where you have a white belt coming into any karate, any martial art class in the world, in the whole world, and then nobody teaches him Taekwondo, but he just does it naturally in class? You think of that? I can't. Can you think of a time where somebody comes in, does Kyokushin karate, his own moves, and nobody taught him that? Now, okay, Kyokushin, the real Kyokushin, not his own moves, that's different. Okay, make that clear. If he does Kyokushin, nobody teaches him. They taught me one Kyokushin move that was called Rolling Thunder. Now, I did it right, but when I did it, I kind of was not following the right way or something. Well, okay, retrospective, going back, okay. Okay, right. So when I did this move, the issue was, I believe I was confused about if I did the move or not correctly. This is the problem with Dark Moon, and it's called Dark Moon in Shenmue 1. It's where Ryohazuki, he jumps and he does like this scissor kick or rolling thunder, they call it. Is it Shane of Fight Technique, Fight Tips? Is Shane his name? Fight Tips, the guy that gives, has those cool broadcasts and really informational, educational knowledge about how to stretch and how to do the moves and all the basics. He covers a lot, that guy. I'm glad I subscribed to him one time. Haven't lately, but yeah, I think the move he does is called Rolling Thunder. I have to look him up again for doing that move. But anyway, when I did it's I had like a hard surface mat, like it was like a beat up mat and stuff. So yeah, so I noticed today these Dons, they're like if you see them online on the internet, I see a black belt and he's doing the move we call Rolling Thunder. In Shenmue it's called Dark Moon, but in it was his face like this. It's funny. In Shenmue it's called Dark Moon, but online it's really actually I think the real name is like you see this is the thing about the martial arts I noticed too. There's not like one real name. There's no one real name for every single move. You know what I'm talking about here. Like if you've done karate, you've done different martial arts. There's the striking arts is what I'm talking about. So there's not one move for front kick, or for front snap kick, or for front some kind of front standing kick or something. Front thrust kick, whatever. There's different names for the moves. And this is the same concept when you're talking about the move called Dark Moon, or for Shenmue, or Rolling Thunder. It's like the same. It's the same move from Kyokushin Karate. And so when I did that, there's like this heart. They what happened? These Dons, so I'm just basically what's going on. We're training, we're training in Subakdo Korean karate class. They didn't call it Subakdo back then. They called it Tangsudo back then. Korean karate Tangsudo. All right, so I'm doing other moves that they're just coming out of my training, and that's because I'm really naturally tapping into this talent that's just naturally in me, so natural. I can't hold it back at times. Oh. Yeah, so I'm doing the move. Let's go back. Okay, what happens? There's 4 Dons. They're walking by. And they're saying, Ryan, do this move. They're saying, Ryan, I want to show you a move. I just want you to do it. And then, so the head instructor tosses down the mat with the other 3 guys or 2 guys. Throws it down, tosses it down, and then, so then. He takes the fighting stance, and he lunges or jumps onto the mat, and it's like where the one leg is coming out, and then so it's like you're landing on your buttocks in a way, like, so my butt is landing on there, it's like in a way you could call it like it's like a grounded helicopter kick. To me it sounds like, in a way. It's the way it looks is like if you're doing a helicopter kick on a flat ground. But it's harder to do, I think, than a helicopter kick, because your hips and thighs have to be strong enough, powerful enough. They have to be shock absorbing enough. Your buttocks, your hips and thighs, your cleat muscles. You have to absorb the impact of the ground, actually. See, this is like a skill that people do in the martial arts on like hard floors, but you have to have that skill in your hips and thighs to absorb the impact of hitting the ground, literally with your body weight, hitting the ground with the force of the kick as you hit the ground. Boom. It's like a real fluid spiritual know-how to do. If you have the talent and the skill, the potential within you, you've got to have it, or you have the gift or you don't. Now, when I first did it, I did do it, but they did say, they said, oh yeah, he did it, but see, because I was not aware of the mat being kind of like a hard surface still, it was like an old beat up hard flat mat. Nowadays they have like cushion blue gymnast mats for like a tumbling kind of falls. This is a tumbling kick, really. So yeah, in the situation or the instance where you're doing a tumbling kick, you're falling, you're landing on your body somehow, then you're getting up in the fighting stance or ready stance or something. So when you do that, you have to have the know-how to do it. If you don't have the know-how to do it, the impact, the shock absorbing. See, the absorption of the impact from hitting the ground or the mat even, but it's supposed to be the cement or the ground, literally. The shock absorbing impact is supposed to go right into your butt cheeks, I think. Like your cleats. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying butt cheeks. Well, I don't know what else to say. It's a funny move when you think about it, because it's not really the easiest move to do. But when you do it, it's done. You did it. You know you did it, and you did it the right way. If the shock absorbing, impact, if the shock absorbing effect is absorbed into your glute muscles. It's like two parts, the gluteus minimus and gluteus maximus. They got to really absorb somehow in the center there. You have to know how to do that. You have to be trained to do that. Dons are trained to do this, like in other countries, they're trained to do this, since they're a child by professional instructors. See? So now these Dons come to me, they think I have the talent to do it, so it's a Don move, it's a black belt move. It's a master move. It's not an easy move to do, it's a Japanese martial art move. Kyokushin Karate is a standing martial art. It means the ultimate fighting art. Like, if a man can't stand, he can't fight. So, it's a standing art, Kyokushin Karate. That's what, this is actually what Jin Kazama does. He's supposed to be the best at it. But, okay. So I did it. But that's just, something I remember, retrospective, going back, see all these different things I remember about, some things about childhood or events or like, that would give cause and effect reason why I did this or why I did it right or wrong. Well, that's retrospective history about, me being the intellectual property title, the rightful one of RetroRyoHazuki. And that's, what I'm claiming is that, for a while, I thought that I didn't do Dark Moon the right way, and so I thought I didn't do it. But the truth is, I did it, but I could have done it better to absorb the impact of the fall, but I still landed the attack and did it. It would have worked, even if I, sometimes karate practitioners, they do kind of hurt themselves a little doing the martial arts if they're not doing it right. But then they get right back up. There's a Japanese proverb that goes, fall down 7 times, stand up 8. See? So if I fall down 7 times and stand up 8 times, I stand up more times than I fall down because I keep getting up. And that's also the definition of a warrior. And that's, when you don't give up, that's what RetroRyoHazuki does. He just never give up. That's just the nature of myself, really. I get up more times than I fall down. In life, generally speaking, it's like it has a lot of meaning to it, really. It's a great principle, proverb to follow. It's a Japanese principle, I think they call it. I don't even know. It's like something that people believe in to be the warrior, in other words. So, it's like something you value. I value to do something better than I failed at, than I had some kind of problem, some drawback. I place importance on that. I put importance on my ability to do something better than doing it not as good as I should be doing it. So, ever hear the saying, practice makes perfect? It's true. It is very true. Practice makes perfect. So that's like meaning I've acquired a talent. Now, when I go into this dojang, in Korean karate, it's called dojang in Korean, not dojo like in Japanese, because it's Korean martial arts school at the time. That's what I was doing at the time. I go in there to train. I'm focusing on doing the moves like, the right way in that. But, well, when I went in there to train, I had a Sioux martial arts degree that I earned, see. So this is the thing about Ryohazuki. Basically, what Ryohazuki is, because they say he has yet to know his potential. He's naturally gifted. They're not saying that, but that's what I am. When I train martial arts, I'm naturally gifted. So if you see me online doing moves like a black belt, I'm not a black belt, but that's from Do Art. I'm not a black belt from Do Art. There's how many Do Arts? There's how many Sioux Arts? Right. So I come to find yesterday, or so, when I was training, like if somebody holds my wrist like this, what I could do, and then, is kind of like this. They're holding my wrist like this. Okay, so I want to make sure you get the view. So someone's holding my wrist like this. What I would do is like this, and bring it in like that, right? And just a certain way, and certain way go down. And then what happens, that's an arm bar. This is an arm bar. Now, I didn't know that was an arm bar, but that's, see, to me, actually, see, I guess there's all kind of arm bars. Now, that's something I didn't even know yet, but I proved an arm bar at first. See, the first arm bar I proved was, this is the thing. So maybe these Dons, I'm all of a sudden thinking right now, did the Dons want me to prove an arm bar from grabbing someone or from, running up? Well, see, okay. What happened is I was versing a Don. The other Dons wanted me to prove an arm bar. Yeah, so I'm going against another Don, and it's training. It's not a real fight situation, but it's training, like sparring and that. So he said do an arm bar, and so the arm bar I did, the only way I could understand it, and I thought like, well, I'm supposed to get on the ground. If it's like jujitsu or something, well, or if it's some kind of an arm bar, well, it's like wrestling, whatever. Okay, something like that. Okay, so what happens? I go up to the guy. I run up his knees and around his back or something, and then I go like this. I get his arm and I hold it like that. I twist my legs around his arm, and I'm doing that until he taps out. Okay, and when he taps out, there's an arm bar. But see, now in a way, see, that's kind of just reminding me of Toonami. Like Adult Swim, you see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, is that Toonami? Was that at the end of the cartoon? Stupid monkey. Stupid monkey. That's what they have at every end of the Toonami cartoon, you see? So that's crazy. I mean, that's crazy to me that I'm thinking, well, yeah, that's, see, and then there's another part of my history too, with this, Inuyasha. This is something I talk about online. I'm thinking, well, that's me. That's my intellectual property too, because I remember something about high school, or whatever, or private school or something. See, these are all things that I'm supposed to have for my degree. Yeah, and for me to be stressed out or have problems, I should not have stress in my life at all. If I earned my degree, well, yeah, I'm supposed to have a lot of money for what I did, and the money cannot stop coming in ever, because this is like a shitload of residual income every day or every week or more than that. I think it should be residual income throughout the day. For what I did for Sega and Bandai Namco, that's a big one too, Jin Kazama. I'm expecting residual income throughout the day if they get it like that. Because this is equating to even intellectual property ownership. You know, and I don't believe I should just be entitled to royalties. No, and this is like the thing about me and myself. I was not knowing what was going on with these dons. See, what I believe is going on is that they're claiming this, and I never agreed to any of that. No, I never agreed to the wrong people claiming my degree ever, because that's my degree. Yeah, like I've got some GERD problem going on, so it's my degree. I have to take ownership and responsibility for the degree. And I would have done just that. But then there's the RetroRyoHazuki81 purpose for that. That's the purpose for this YouTube channel. And I've got to do it. I've got to do it because I have to live my own life. You see? You know how they say everybody has to live their own lives. So does Ryozuki. And I know, see, even after meditation, and the teacher did tell me to meditate, and I did just that. He doesn't say one word to me. Well, okay. Enjoy your life in Southwest America, Florida, wherever you're going. I don't know what he's doing nowadays. How do I know? Maybe he's in Canada today. I don't know. Because see, Inuyasha is in Alberta, Canada, right? Isn't the guy? I get this. I did some research. And I have reason to really believe and know that Richard Ian Cox is, in fact, okay, so let me give some reference example. There's this girl I dated. Okay, I looked her up online and looked up some of her personal information, which everybody should be entitled to that, really. If they pay some money for my life or, whatever. Yeah, I still really should research a lot more about her because this is like the problem I have. I don't know a lot about her to begin with. And when I started to date this girl, it was like this is an orchestrated kind of it's not really a real relationship in every way, but it's mostly artificial, I think. It's not like what I thought I was getting into with this girl. Okay, just take for example, her brother Wong stole Ryozuki's bag in Hong Kong. It's a likeness of Joy, this girl, that I'm thinking is artificial, kind of phony relationship, fake, phony, shonies, chicken fingers. Don't want to talk about that. Crazy situation because there's this shonies is like some kind of phonies, chicken fingers, whatever, trips, Chattanooga. I don't want to get into it, but it's a problem when people don't talk. When you don't talk, there's no way to know what's going on. You don't do this? You don't do that? I'm not going to know. You won't know. You won't understand me, and I won't understand you. It's just dysfunction when people don't communicate. And that's the reason I try so hard to communicate with my own parents too. And this is like another problem yet, that the family I have has like some secrets, I think, maybe about this Tekken. It's a big problem because that's like an expensive game. I've even got maybe a relative or someone or myself is more than one character. It's like a problem, yeah. And it's like a problem when I don't get money, compensation, to shut up about this because I'm supposed to be paid and knowing these things. Yeah, and then maybe perhaps I have a family that only believes in hard work, that only believes in working at Ford Motor Company. Well, that's noble in some, Michigander, okay, like inventor. Well, that's not an invention. It's an invention, the car, but it's like the, the work in is different than inventing something in a way. Yeah, because see, I'm beyond working, the hard worker, and I don't think it's bad to be a hard worker, you know. But see, these are my creative works that made Shenmue. These are my creative works that made Tekken and Inuyasha, and more than that, it's like life. Inuyasha is more like life experiences, romance, relationships with a girl. Girl, I wish I had known more. That's what that Inuyasha is. And then more like see, Shenmue is a lot of it is my ideas that I had ideas that made Shenmue 1 a lot. And I had ideas that made the video game, the project of Shenmue, really. I did. My likeness is Ryozuki. It really is. So, go figure. I mean, a lot of that is also used for Tekken also. It's just like, see, I've got some expensive things to really claim under intellectual property laws here. And if I don't claim that with a degree, with everything on a degree, I look like a fool the rest of my life. And there's no way I can live my life if I'm a fool. If I'm a fool, if I'm a joke, if I'm something misunderstood in life, that's living a shamed life that was never deserving of, because I always lived my life by honor. By honor. So I also did this Shenmue and the fight choreography. I created. I told my teacher, I said, I want it to be known that I'm also doing this for Japan. I did tell my Kyosan instructor, Savoy, that I'm doing this also for Japan. And so I didn't just do this for myself. No, because I did do this for myself too. Look at it in that context. I did this also for myself because I had a dream, a vision, an ambition to become a martial arts movie actor one day. So I used to watch Bloodsport 1, Kickboxer 1, and then Kickboxer 2. I had it recorded myself, DIY on VHS, tape, cassette, whatever, VHS, like 1980s VHS. So, just before the DVDs were put on the shelves and made public, DVD is like a compact disc that is made into movie format. So, DVD, if you notice, it doesn't have any bad quality. Like the cassette has like film rolled up, film on each side rolled up, and it's like a rectangular, box, has four sides. Well, a disc or a compact disc is round. The earth is round, more better than a flat earth, right? The earth is round. Compact disc DVD is round. You see what I'm saying? It has that. It has that. And then what does it have? It doesn't skip. It doesn't do those things unless it's scratched up enough. But see, it has a much better crisp, better picture quality. And then they came out with 4K one day. They came out with 8K and Blu-ray before that, before those, HD and that. It's like better technology started coming out right away. Just after I trained in the martial arts in 1995, and I earned my degree. So this is like a degree equating to prior learning assessment also, meaning that prior learning assessment is representing what could be used for universities, could be used for martial art schools that are like related to fight choreography schools, stuntman schools, prior learning assessment, and also maybe some prior learning assessment for like a degree in general. Like, really to be honest, truthful about this, I think I'm worthy of at least of at least 2 to 3 bachelor's or master's degrees from that degree alone in the world from different universities. I believe that, you know, I should just be granted that because I've been through so much life experience. Oh, you know, like I conveyed ideas to a college graduate. This Raymond Patrick Savoy is a graduate of University of Michigan, and I conveyed these ideas that are video game ideas to him in the changing room. This was after class. See, so it was sometimes maybe before, but it was usually after class. I conveyed to Raymond the 70-man battle idea. I conveyed to Raymond first idea I conveyed to him was that I said, hey man, you know, if you like my ideas, let's go back. Retrospect. Right. So, what happened? I said, hey man, if you like my fight choreography, use my moves. Use my moves and put my moves into the video game. Into the video games. Or one video game. I said, I have an idea for a video game. I said, I'm thinking that it would be good if my moves were utilized, were extracted from my talent. So I said, if you take from my talent, from my moves that I'm doing in class, and you make this Japanese character, make him Japanese because you want it to be a Japanese-oriented video game. Now, well, did I say to make them Japanese? See, I don't remember if I exactly said to make them Japanese. Now, that might not be interpreted the right way. But I do know that I did say I would like to. I said I want you to use my moves from my fight choreography, and I said, hey man, you know, just use my fight choreography, and then let's make. I said if you can do it, I want there to be made a Japanese-oriented, or Asian-oriented, something like that, of that kind of context. A Japanese slash Asian-oriented video game. That was the idea that I conveyed to the teacher. Now, you know, see, this is another thing I noticed about myself, really. The Grandmaster Sabam Russ Henke, he has like I was doing karate class for 1 month when I was age 10. And if you notice, the fight choreography for Akira Yuki, you know, is so, it's easy, okay? It's nothing to it. Can't get the view in here, right? See? I'll say it one more time. The fight choreography for Akira Yuki, that's easy. I mean, like, it's not that hard to do. It's like up, down, you know, jump, elbow, salt. Double storm is like the most advanced one I did for that you know, that little project that became Virtual Fighter. Now, so the Grandmaster asked to use my jacket. It was red and black. And it was a red and black jacket I had. Now, if that is available out there, Sarah, Valerie Bach, anyone, please do not let that red jacket get thrown away. If it's upstairs in the closet, I don't want to say nothing more, but don't let that go. Lock your doors up. You know, there's things probably in some places that I mean, they might have historical things about me, maybe about Jun Kazama. Just say it like that, because I don't even know. I don't know, and this is the thing about me. There's people that know things about me, and who are they in my history? They were there, maybe at a cider mill, maybe at a church playing a harp. Boom, boom, the angel. Look at she's an angel. I don't know what to think. Really, I don't know what to think. Those guys on an elevator. The Matrix Reloaded. It just doesn't matter because this is it. What matters is if that's what's going on. I don't know who has information about something more about me, but I think some people know more about me. And that girl that I was with did say, "Go up there, look at things up there, look at things up there." Wow! At the time, I don't know what she's talking about. It's like this. And then her closet in her house, that house there, she says, "Don't go in it. It's locked. Don't go in it." She says, "There's something. There might be a jacket." I don't know. Did she say there was a jacket in there or something? I don't know how much ties this girl has to Shenmue, but she has more than I know. That's crazy because I didn't really know, and that's like the problem I have here, because she's not availing to me the knowledge I ever needed to know. That's a big problem for me to go to Japan and be Ryozuki. What year was it? The year 2002. Literally, yes. Oh yeah. I would have been Ryozuki in 2002. Or 2004 or something. It was to be coming. But my royalty money went to her family, different people that, and I know maybe I shouldn't have said that, but what can I do? That royalty money, the things I earned, toys, that went to, wrong source, wrong choice. Because see, look at how Japan has had some problems over the years. I think they have. What are the issues they had? I heard something about what was it like? Was there women that were they're there but they're not marrying or something? See, I don't know, but I do know that in a way, I believe I was anticipated. And I forgot in some ways. I had some traumatic problems too in my history. I forgot that I was to be going to Japan. And so that's crazy, like all this, I remember through meditation on my own. And then these Don teachers didn't tell me any of these things that I realized, again, that are true in my history. And so they wouldn't tell me because, for whatever reasons, I guess they just personally didn't tell me. But they did tell, that one Don teacher did tell me, he says, "Ryan, I want you to meditate." He says, "If I don't see you ever again, remember that I'm telling you to meditate." And so I did that. There you have it. Now I'm remembering, I'm Ryozuki likeness, and the house is mine, and all those things. There was one ceremony. I meditated just enough to tap into the memories of that ceremony in 1995. One time I meditated, I remember I tapped into that ceremony day. And that's because I meditated because I was trying to remember something. And that's the power of meditation, too. For me, it is. It's a really long time ago is that I remembered that, but I did remember. So, yes, there's a lot more I want to say about my channel, and a lot more I want to say about what I'm going to do. Now, this is like the plan I have. I'm wanting to go to Japan to have the house back in my name, Kanagawa Prefecture, the house, the Ozuki Residency. The Ozuki Residence, they call it, whatever, with a motorcycle looking that way. Yes, I want a motorcycle that looks just like that. If it's a Yamaha Virago, that's probably the one that would be like that. Probably a 1998, like a burgundy kind of body, and the back, chair for the Zomi Harsaki, right? And then more. It's got to have the chrome windshield there, the glass windshield, the chrome. It's a lot of chrome in that Yamaha Virago. That's probably 1998 motorcycle, because was it that they stopped making that 99, or or changed. It changed. The look of it changed. Maybe I have to do more research to really verify it, what the truth is about this motorcycle too. Oh yeah, because you see, this is what was to be going to happen for me. My dad, he might know something more too, maybe about what's going on with this situation in a way. See, my dad works at Ford Motor Company, and one day he brought home this piece of a motorcycle tire. It's like some rubber from a motorcycle tire, and what he did, he made it into a door stopper, because there's like a problem. This house I'm living in here, sometimes when people open the door, they open it too hard, and then the knob puts a hole in the door. Worded again. Sometimes when people open the door too hard, the doorknob puts a hole into the wall. Is what I meant to say. Okay, so that's the problem with that. Like when you have a door and it hits into the wall too hard, it puts a hole into the wall, right? That's right. And so when it does that, it makes a hole. And then it's like, oh, you've got a hole there. I guess I better call the construction painter guy or something to fill it in with some kind of caulking or something and seal it up. That's like a $300, $400, $500 job. It's not cheap. And if you don't know what you're doing, you can't do it yourself, DIY all the time. You've got to call a professional, like $500 right there. See, it's not good to have those holes in the walls. I've got one in the wall in my room upstairs. Like in a while, it's been a while. It's been a while since I've used that door stopper. Now I've had so many problems in my life here with the legal situation of not getting my money. My money is like the biggest problem anyone could ever have. Shit. Damn. Like I gotta have my money. I'm worth a lot of money. I know I'm really, really expensive for being Jin, because wow, that's a big whopper, mother hubber fucker. Damn it. I might as well be like a swearing, profound sailor guy. Hi-ho, shipwreck, hey, arr. It doesn't matter. It's just a big problem that I don't get my money. All those years, wow. I don't have my money, and what I really am worth today, to me, is like in the billions of US dollars at the least. You know how much Poland made money with? Probably I'm thinking, from this degree that was claimed by a law firm, or claimed by also some people, and this is the problem here. That money is multiplied, and see, this is how Polish people are. They're not like bad people, really, or anything, but this is the thing about Polish people. Polish people do what? They save their money. They keep their money, like, they give a lot of money to their family, to their kids, their biological kids, I would say. Well, yeah, let's be honest. I don't want to be offensive, but I'm just saying, it's obvious they're going to give the money to their kids and their family, that the ones they deem like family. It doesn't always mean that they're going to, only give a lot of money to their own family if they're blood related. No. But, when I'm not informed about who somebody is, nobody says nothing. Their kids don't say nothing. Who are they? Who are you? Oh, I'm oblivious. Like, I don't know who they are, because they won't talk. They don't talk to me. Oh, they have a disability. Literally, I'll tell the dean of their colleges, that student has a disability. They can't have the ability to speak. Okay? So they can't talk. They don't talk. They talk to their people. They don't have the ability to speak to me. What am I going to say? I can talk. I'm online. I can talk. Can you talk? Prove it. Prove you can talk. Prove you're a man. Prove you're somebody. Prove you're Ryozuki if you are. But are you? See, that's the problem. I proved it. Now you prove it. You're not supposed to prove it, but let's see you prove it anyway. Do it. Just do it, Nike. Look at this. this is the likeness of the shoe. This is the Nike Monarch shoe. And this here is everyone what they use to make Shenmue the animation. See? Now this is I have the proof of the text messages that I sent to James Rayner in my history. Okay, I'm not trying to be cocky or nothing about this, but yes, I have the proof. I sent these text messages to James Rayner, and okay, this right here is so I went to Seattle, Washington, and I went to this is called Lakeview Cemetery. Now what happened there? This is before Shenmue the animation came about. This is like, was it 2018? I think it was, no. Was it 2013? I'm forgetting sometimes, but it's one of those years. My friend just had a job at Boeing for IT, information technology. He had a Boeing job there, or he had a job interview set up to get a job. I think he was briefly hired and temporarily or something. You know, IT can be competitive to get a job in that field. So, you know, see, so you notice how in Shenmue the animation there's the same color red. See that? I'm gonna say something just vaguely out of the blue here. Okay. Just to get off subject just for a second, but I'm gonna get right back on subject. Has anybody ever watched movies like old school karate martial art movies? Well, I have, and see, this is, and then or watched or been a fan of the tournaments, the martial arts, the old school guys like that. I've been there, done that in some ways. Like I used to buy Inside Karate magazines, Inside Kung Fu magazines, Inside Martial Arts magazines. So, I'm walking into the Henry Ford Health System. Yeah. And it's the Woodhaven location. It was. And what I see, there's somebody in that office, in the lobby. Yeah. And what he's doing, yeah, he's doing what? He's there sitting there like a regular guy. He's got a hat on. He has a hat on, but he looks like an older man nowadays. He can't, you know, obviously everybody gets older with age. Yes. All right. So I was not really sure it was him, but I'm over there waiting for an appointment, or actually I'm waiting to check in, you know, for my appointment. But he's there at the pharmacy front of desk there, or whatever. And now he looks at me. Now, maybe it wasn't the friendliest look, but it did look like this guy a lot. Yeah. So, who's it? Bill, the Superfoot Walls. You know, it looked like Bill, the Superfoot Walls. It really did. That's no lie. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not lying about that. Not at all. No, no way. It looked literally like Bill, the Superfoot Wallace at the Henry Ford Health System. And if they can verify that in camera, if they have the proof of that, I do remember and recall, it appeared that Bill, the Superfoot Wallace was wearing these same shoes right here. Now, this is what I wore when I went to Lakeview Cemetery. Okay, I went to Lakeview Cemetery with my friends. We were just about to go back home, so we had to go eat. And I kind of wish we didn't go eat, because they were closing. But you know, everybody's got to eat. Everybody's got to take care of themselves. People work. Well, I don't want to make my friend suffer, so I don't want to bother him like that. But we had to eat, and now after eating, I guess time did get going, passing by, and you know, I don't blame him for eating. You've got to eat to have energy to drive and this and that. So, you know, it's up to me if I were to go back to the Lakeview Cemetery in Seattle, Washington. Was it near Renton? Somewhere, okay. Somewhere out that direction. in the mountains or something is out there. Yeah. So what's there is the Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee gravesite, like the ones you see in the movies sometimes. There's this movie called No Retreat, No Surrender. Is the actor's name Scott McKinley? Might be. But he does this Taekwondo move that's Mud Spider. Now he does that one time I noticed in a fight against some opponent in the ring. It's like a move called Mud Spider, but it has another name too. I'm thinking it is Taekwondo. Um, there's a Don black belt that I trained with recently. Yes, well, he's also like a legal person, maybe you could say. But yes, so he verified some of these moves that I've done for Shenmue, and he's saying that's Taekwondo. So I'm thinking maybe it was Taekwondo when I was telling him about these moves I did. And he says, yeah, it's Taekwondo. but see, nobody taught me that. And I never even saw the movie No Retreat, No Surrender. I never saw it before. But I'm just doing this move because I used to play Skate or Die for the NES. And I'm thinking about the joust, the joust kind of, really going up, down, up, down, up, down. Okay. With the paddles. Play Skate or Die for NES. It's like a 1988-7 game. I don't remember. But and now this is what I'm saying. The part where, you see, this is what skateboarders always do, too. I used to skateboard somewhat when I was younger. They always, they get on, it's like the handstand. The handstand? Okay. The skateboarders, they do a handstand. They're up in the air, and then they go right back on the ground. I did that maybe a couple times or outside in the backyard, my old house. But see, it's harder to do when you're landing, if you're trying to maybe land on the balls. And it doesn't really mean I should, see, I'm not supposed to land on a skateboard after I do that. So that's probably why I fell most times. You're supposed to, it's like when you're skateboarding, you can go down and up a ramp, and then you hold a handstand like that, and then you're supposed to hold the skateboard or over your shoulder or something, and then you go right back down the ramp. See, so you could even do this like maybe on flat ground, but to me, you're supposed to, if I was to do this on flat ground, I would be skateboarding and then doing a handstand, hold it over my head, and then come back down and then put the skateboard on the ground and go skateboarding some more. That's probably, to me, the right way to do it. If you watch pro skateboarders like Tony Hawk or some other people doing these kind of things, that's probably my assumption of how it will be, how they do it. Because there's people that do things like that. That's popular in Brazil too, skateboarding. I'm like a Brazilian guy. I'm Spanish or Hispanic, Mexican, whatever, Spanish guy. Spain is literally next to Portugal. And because Spain is neighbors to Portugal, you notice how they're confused with the Portuguese look a lot like Spaniards throughout history. A Spaniard looks very much like a Portuguese person. Well, you see, this is because they're neighboring countries. Now, they're like each other, and see, they're like that. So, I'll say this: before European people came from Europe to America and Canada, all these lands, Canada and North America, were filled with people of skin tone like mine, or something you could say. But they were Native American people, and if they were Native Americans, well, they're Native Americans or they're Canadian natives. See, sort of Indian tradition, teepees, fires, tobacco smoking, chewing tobacco, whatever. I mean, it's just, they do a lot of things with tobacco in a way. it's like an herb, burning sage, white sage, incense, the drums, painting, whatever. They do that. It's just culture. It's just tradition. And then the food, and then the people, and the ways, and the hunting, and making the spears and the arrows, and communicating, or being friendly and taming the wolves, or all that. It's just all those things. It's like original. And the wolves. There's Native American people they're not afraid to feed a wolf. They'll go up to a wolf and feed it and pet it and let it go its way. And so that's just the nature of Native American people and Indians, like from these regions. And so people that are they're like from around here or whatever. Well, there are not many Native American people around here today, but this is how I'm saying it though. Like, see, Portuguese, they're what I'm saying. They're like the Spaniards. So I find that if there's Portuguese people, well, if they're Brazilian, they're like Spanish people to me, Brazilians. But they're skateboarding. That's something they can do. And another thing they can do well is the martial arts. Capoeira is another martial art that I'm a fan of, that Brazilians do. It's, something I always wanted to do, but you've got to be around those people that do it to do it. And so if you can do that, you can find somebody that can do capoeira well, or some other martial art well, or skateboarding, or a hobby, any hobby. It could be skateboarding, could be art, could be painting, could be drawing, painting. See, this is an art too. Don't forget, karate or any striking art, it's an art. It's a profession. It's a skill. It's something some people might have to acquire. Well, I shouldn't say some people. It's something almost everybody has to acquire to do. But it's very, very rare what I've done to just come into the karate, come into the martial arts school, dojang in Korean, but go into a martial arts school and do so many different martial arts and do it in such a way, and then create my own moves. Create my own moves on top of all that. And then, that's special. It's not just that I did for Shenmue and that changed the world, and that was inspirationally special and powerful impact. Recorded somewhere. The VHS should be out there somewhere. It's not just that inspiration that I contributed. No, it's also, the unpatented. I didn't get the patent for this, but it's the ideas. And I had a lot of original ideas that made Shenmue, start. That it had its, I availed myself. So to me, because Free Willy comes out in the year 1994 or 5, back then, it was special. Back then, Free Willy, is like that. It was a special movie. There's also these vitamins I would take. And were they Centrum vitamins? They're for kids, but they had like a killer whale on them. And I told this to my teacher. So maybe the idea of Shenmue came from that somehow. But I don't know. Because, see, Shenmue is also referencing a tree. A tree, was it a tree in Guilin? Okay, I don't know. But this is what I'm believing. Like, see, because I used to take these chewable vitamins with a killer whale on the front. So I'll chew up these chewable vitamins with a whale, blowing up water on this top little chewable. What I have here. This is what I got here. The undead alive, right? The Noid, notice of intention to deny. Well, it shouldn't be like that. Nature's way. Don't deny me. RetroRyoHazuki. Okay. Might have a little issue with being healthy sometimes. I'm healthy, but to be really healthy without the stress, without the anxiety. I think I might even cough because of stress and anxiety. Stress is like a major factor that causes so many problems for people, you know? And you don't want that. You don't want that. You don't want that, okay? You don't want that kind of lifestyle. So don't let stress become a major factor to destroy your life. You don't want that. You're gonna have problems. And if you can control stress, you can get better at anything you do in life. You don't want to have too much anxiety. You don't want to have any anxiety. No anxiety, because you have the minimal, minute, very minimal amounts of stress that you eliminate. Your priority should to avoid and destroy and resolve any stress in your life. If you can resolve and get rid of, defeat, and destroy stress, you can have a healthy lifestyle. That's the start of it. That's the start. But as long as somebody doesn't have the ability to get rid of the stress in their life, if they cannot find the way, the logical answer, the intellectual, the right answer, what is the answer? There has to be people giving you civil rights. For me, I have to be having my civil rights, so that's why I'm presenting a civil rights case. What am I? Well, am I? See, this is the problem I have. I'm supposed to be somebody. I'm not supposed to be suffering. I mean, if anybody were to do this to somebody, they're really beyond evil, because this is like the problem I have. And I don't want to give names of people, but it's a serious problem for me. You know, I do have stress in my life. And this is like the reason, part of the reason why I'm presenting this broadcast too, is because I'm trying to avail myself. Currently, how am I doing? How is RetroRyoHazuki81 doing? Ryan, I'm Salazar. Or my new name is to be Ryozuki. This is what I'm supposed to be. I was supposed to be in Kanagawa Prefecture a very long time ago. Now, it was not up to me for the Don teachers to change this and not give me this, but they did. They did what they wanted to do. They did what they chose to do. Now, maybe it wasn't the right choice, but there's always a reason for cause and effect. And you know, see, this is like the problem here, in a way, and this is the whole problem. And I don't want to just say that, but I've got to say it. So it's not that I want to, you know, see, it's a problem for me, really, because I could maybe do this for Shenmue, be a movie actor and that. See, this is like assuming that I would get off of any hypertension medicine, get off of type 2 diabetes medicines. I take 2 of them for type 2 diabetes, 2 different ones. A tiny pill and a regular metformin, you know, and then I'm taking 2 or 3 medicines for high blood pressure. I mean, it's really terrible that. See, this is the after effect. I'm taking these medicines from psychiatric medicines, and I'm telling the truth, but I have to, because see, this is like the problem here that I have. I need to get better. You know, because nobody would tell me nothing. In 2002, when I graduated RCHS, Riverview Community High School in Michigan, Wayne County, because of that, there's a really, 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 really big problem here. Because nobody told me that this community is claiming the royalties. They're taking Shenmue from me. They're taking everything, and they didn't say nothing. We have problems all these years. The world is different today, probably because of that too. You better know, everyone. If you guys, the people, I don't want to point fingers like Ryozuki does. See, that's just apart from everybody plays the fool play inspired by the original play. Shenmue 3 is inspired by the original play that was inspired in another play. So how to explain this? First, the reason Ryozuki says, Landy, fight me. I will avenge my father's murder or something. I will avenge my father. Whatever he says. My lips get dry. Oh, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, see, this was inspired, this point the finger, by, there's a play I did called Everybody Plays the Fool. I don't have the packet anymore. Sebastian was my character, kind of like a villain character, something that now this play called Everybody Plays a Fool from high school was inspired by the 12th Night of William Shakespeare making that play or story or something. So it was inspired by William Shakespeare of the 12th Night. Now that's the play that inspired Everybody Plays a Fool, and then this is how they have the likeness. They use it for this for Shenmue 3. Oh, there's people right here in Riverview. I'm not sure who they are, but they have the proof of there's some people still around. Well, they have the recording from the year 2002, and they must have that. They must have that, or they remember me pointing the finger. But it could be both. And see, so because of that, there was one night I did a play for Drama Club, and I was one of the primary actors for that play. They said I did a good job. I did good. I did real good at it. So I believe I can act. I don't believe I cannot act. Right. So because of that, then I know that, well, that's probably a likeness. And then there's my moves also in Shenmue 3 that, okay, moves I would not have actually been wanting to use for Shenmue 3. If it were up to me, if I had the choice in the Karate Federation, whatever was recorded in 2017, 18, before the release of Shenmue 3, I would not advise the Dan instructor or whoever made the decision to use my moves that year. I would not have advised the teacher to use my moves because those moves are not that special for Shenmue 3. They're not even done right, some of them. So that's like the problem with Shenmue 3, I think. And then there's more. The character Ryozuki, he's too thin, frail, fragile. He doesn't look like me enough. It's a problem because I think that's why Shenmue 3 is not that great of a selling game anyway. I don't think they made that much money. And whatever they got going on for the Crossroads, oh gosh, come on now. What's this guy's scale looking like some kind of a clown to me? Is he from I don't know where he's from. I think he's from another planet. He looks real different, that Cielo. And it looks like he don't belong representing anything with Virtual Fighter Shenmue. What are they getting at? What are they getting at? They got a character named Stella. Come on, okay? Are they making fun of me? I had an Aunt Stella in Texas, okay? And that's crazy. I'm not Cielo, but what are they getting at? Come on, now. And please, don't tell me I'm related to Cielo. Okay, because that's stupid. Because I can do this, and I prove this. And if they're gonna, they might have, there might be somebody called Cielo or somebody with a different name in Texas. How many relatives do I have in Texas? Many. This many. You know what I'm gonna do with that? This is what Ryuzuki does, okay? But I'm just, this many, a lot of many, right? And I don't define, this is what people really ultimately need to really understand about being Hispanic, about being Latin, Latino, Hispanic, Mexican, whatever we're going to talk about here. Let's talk about what does it mean to be Hispanic, mestizo, or whatever. Let's talk about the definition of this. If you cannot understand this, you have to get educated and don't misrepresent what a Hispanic person is ever again. The definition of somebody Hispanic is somebody that has a background of being Spanish culture. It doesn't mean you have to have the genetic blood of Spain in you. You don't have to have that. But you have to at least understand, truly, the culture of, like, if you're Mexican, you had better understand what Mexican culture really is. And you had better understand what Hispanic culture is first. Because if you're Hispanic, I could be representing another country. Maybe it's Guatemala. Maybe it's another one. Maybe it's Panama. Maybe it's Puerto Rico, Cuba, whatever. It could be any of these countries. You don't want to misrepresent what a Hispanic person is. Because those are people that are special people. And they have, principles that are moral principles. They value those principles that are ethical. And they're ethically moral people. They're supposed to be respectful. When somebody slaps them in the face, what do? They don't do nothing. They usually don't if that's an elder. If there's an elder slapping you in the face, you're not supposed to hit them back. Well, I'll never hit somebody back if they slap me in the face. If they're an elder, I don't do that. That's because I'm Hispanic. I'm Latino. I'm Mexican. I won't just hit an old person. And this is what I think, like, what I have the problem. Some people in my history, I'm not going to give names, but they're not understanding I'm Hispanic. I'm Spanish. I'm taught that. That's what I am anyway. Here's the biggest problem with people around where I'm living. I'm not going to say nothing, but it's just like, you might have money. You might have a lot of money, right? But if you don't know what Spanish person, see, it's Hispanic that I like to say, or just not even Hispanic. I like to just say American nowadays, because it makes problems sometimes for, I find me, if I'm not somebody already, which I know I already am, that's another problem. It's like, wow, I know I'm already Ryohazuki. But then I can't say that if I'm not getting the actual official respect for being that guy and being all those intellectual property and expensive things. See, I'm not stupid about this, because you have to know what you're doing before you make yourself look like an ass. And I'm just telling people, this is the problem. See, I'm like from a community that's, there's people in Spain that are Polish or Slavic or Ukrainian or whatever, but over there it's different in Spain. Now, where I'm living at here, if you know about Spain, you like people that are saying they're Spanish, they're like Spain people. You like when they say that, but you hate when they say Mexican. You can't, I'm sorry people, but you can't just define people as hating them for saying they're Mexican. And this is like the culture of Wayne County that's really crap. People need to understand that. Don't discriminate based on race, whether it's 25, 10, 5, 50, 75, 85%, whatever it is. Okay, let me give an example. There's how many different people in Hollywood? They're not even like what? Let me explain. If they're not proven, you look them up on Google, Wikipedia, right? They're not Chicano. They're not 100%. They're not full, right? They're not full Spanish, full Mexican, or full Panamanian, or full Puerto Rican. They're not always 100% racist. See? So because they're not 100% race, but this is what I'm saying. They're still respected in Hollywood, in the entertainment industry, as full. They're respected as full. But you don't know that, do you? But you're a fan of them. You see? This is what people, I find in my history, they're a fan of these people, but did you know they're not 100% full race? And you're like stupid as hell to me to tell me I'm not that race? Wow, do you want to, if I'm in Southwest Detroit, which I'm not, I mean, some people will get killed for that over there. And I've been there many times. My family's there, from there, or been there. They're glad to get out of there because it's a dangerous place. And, in Detroit like that. I mean, it's like that. And this is another reason I always lock my doors here in Riverview, Michigan. Yeah. And I'm not thinking I'm nobody here. I earned my respect from first having dignity, respecting myself, and proving all those moves myself. And then after that, I proved not just that, to help myself, take care of myself. I overcame a lot of things in 1995. And then I was going on to something better. So I also started respecting other people right away. I proved integrity. So when I earned my degree, I thought I had walked out the door with my degree, with my integrity. I mean, hello? We're not retarded, are we? We're not that dumb, are we? I mean, come on. Is there some people with my history stupid or something? Are you that stupid and dumb to not know? Yeah, I earned something. I shouldn't have even been educated in this country. This is another problem. I think the education system in Michigan has really disregarded my civil rights in so many profound ways. Yes, sir. That's a big problem. I don't have the equality chance at all in Michigan. You got to challenge everybody against this in court of law. That thing. You want to say otherwise? Take me to court. I'll prove you wrong right away. Right away. I'm right, you're wrong. And that's the problem. I'm not respected for being myself here. For what I am, I should have never been here to begin with. I wish I had moved on somewhere better, somewhere different, closer to my teacher. It's too bad he went to Arizona. I was there when I was 7. All right, I was in Old Tucson when I was 7. It's a long time ago. So that's the problem here. I'm not supposed to even be in Michigan. He tells me, he says, Ryan, this is the Buck State. He says, with your skin tone here and your talent here in the martial arts, he says, you're not going to make it here. And he says, you're going to offend too many people, that skin tone. You're cool like that. He says, and you got talent like that, you're not going to be anybody here. People are going to be so jealous of you. Now, I wish I had really paid more attention to that and listened to that, but I didn't really realize the value of what he was saying was really real. And this is why people, they're special being like this. In Michigan, you're not special, man, if you're stuck here. You're here, you're supposed to be like the big 3, working, creating things. Yeah, this does not work here. No, it doesn't work. So, what do I have on now? I'll show just briefly for a moment. I don't think people don't want me showing their faces here, but see, that's what I'm watching. So I'm watching, is this Tokyo or so what it is, it's Japan. Let me just put this here. Okay. Let's just find out. Come on. Okay. Wednesday, 8 p.m. Shibuya is pure chaos. Tokyo night walk. Okay, do it again. Summer break vibes beyond limits. Tokyo night walk, Japan. So that's Japan, Tokyo. I recognize that place from Yakuza. Looks like a karaoke or something. It looks like the karaoke hall in Yakuza, Sega. Right. So yes, I want to get healthy as I can and actually go to Japan before I get to be like too much older, like in my years. If I have a girlfriend here, like say in Tokyo or somewhere, if I have a girlfriend or a dating life here, that's a normal life, respected there. It's not been respected in Michigan. The way it has supposed to have been, because for whatever reason, I'm a cool guy here. I know I am. Supposed to be cool somewhere else before I'm cool here. That's what I'm believing. So this was never explained to me, but yes, I in fact meditated enough to figure these things out, and on my own, just in the same sense that I had proven the jiu-jitsu, the martial arts talent. Nobody taught me those things, and it contributed some really powerful a martial arts style called the Hazuki style. And because I know I did that, I proved my respect. So I don't think, you know, I mean, I do want to work. Yes, I want to even create more, invent something more. See, I notice what I'm good at. I'm a good person like that. With what is that called? An idealist or something like. I notice that I have really good ideas. I have good ideas so far. Come to notice for video games, like the developing video games. Oh yeah, so I'm thinking like, you know, the PLA from that degree with this probably should equate and from my life experience, I should have at least minimal. I'm thinking a bachelor of a game developer, maybe from Full Sail University. That's where I was going to go, and then even from I was pursuing a criminal justice degree from UAGC, University of Arizona Global Campus. I was pursuing that, but you know, with all the stress and there's no control over my life here in Michigan. The terrible life of not having the royalties from being Ryuzuki, and you know, I mean, all those terrible things are really bad. And so this is like the problem I have here. You know, it's really, really bad to not be respected for what I earned in life. I'm thinking I at least deserve like a master of arts, liberal arts or general studies. I'm not just stupid. I know I'm educated. I'm not the guy that's from RetroRyo High School that's, you know, disrespected or whatever. That's like the problem here, to be stuck in RetroRyo. I'm really not known for who I really am and what my potential can be. It's terrible. It's terrible. And I don't think I should be disrespected, because I know I earned my respect. So thank you, everyone. I'm RetroRyoHazuki81. I'm wanting to go here probably to Japan, have a girlfriend, maybe Korea. I'm wanting a dating life. I mean, the way I'm misinterpreted here, it's not good. You know, so I'm wanting to travel, do many great things with my life, you know, you name it. I don't want to be nobody. And how to say this also, the people in my background, in my history, even maybe parents, they're not supposed to represent me if I'm not thinking the way they think. So that's like a really big problem. If they don't think the way I think, there's a problem. I mean, I cannot have that. So I'm going to try to maybe, what I'm saying, I think I could be a martial arts movie actress even today. I think I can learn these languages in other countries and do these things just like the people that are good people here of Japan, you know, be a good citizen there, maybe dual citizenship. Excuse me. So I don't know where this is going to go. But, you know, if I have like a cough or a sniffle or something, I'm not living a very good life here. But I'm trying. I am definitely trying to be healthy, trying to not have any problems, make problems, trying to behave. I'm trying to behave. The problem I'm really having is I'm kind of angry if I don't get enough money and respect for who I am. And it's not a little problem, it's a major problem. And because the Riverview police in Michigan, you know, that's like a problem. They're supposed to take a report for this problem I have. And it's a big, big problem. This is honor I earned. This is something respected to be respected for. This is not just a little certification or honor. This is not a joke. And it does not matter at all how long ago this was. It does not matter to me how long ago this was, because this is like a cover-up and a big, big offensive problem that people did to me, and they have too much nerve to think they're better than me. Wow. I mean, you're going to have to know that you guys are going to have to rebuild your respect, rebuild your reputation probably. If I'm going to be nobody, that cannot be. That cannot be. And whoever that is, I don't know who I'm not going to give names, but if there's people actually, you know, not crediting me for this and disrespecting this is a problem, because this is something that was contributed to this country called Japan. I did this for their nation. It's not a little service that shouldn't be credited or paid. No, I had a lot to do with the Shenmue project. It needs to be really made official. That's the start I had. And then more so for this character of Tekken called Jin Kazama. So there's that, and then we've got Inuyasha. And then we've got, these are all intellectual property likenesses that I did for Japan. Metal Gear Solid Snake. One of the one-step sparring in Korean. In Korean, it's called Il-Sectarian Ilban. It's like a modified version that Solid Snake does in his combat mode. 2 punches and a roundhouse kick. PlayStation 1. I did that really well. Looked quite solid. According to one of the teachers that probably still teaches today there. Okay, so that's something that I'm trying to present more, and then I also remembering these Japanese vintage toys. So that's something that I forgot to, I forgot about that for a while, and then I realized, oh yeah, that's what the teacher, that's why he was asking in the changing room, do you like toys, Ryan Salazar? He says, do you like toys? I said, well, I have some toys from Toys R Us in different places, but I don't know what to do with them anymore. And then he mentioned about vintage toys from Japan. So he did mention that, and then I had to go to class soon. But that's like, or I was leaving. It was one of the two. So there's a lot going on, and then I'm wanting to try to establish something with Japan here. I wanting to establish the right connection with this nation, or reestablish it is what I should be saying, in other words, because it's like a serious problem that I cannot really know how to accept this, that, well, see, I can do these things. Now, if you take, for instance, see, Inuyasha, he's 200 years old. Inuyasha is 200 years old. If you've watched the Japanese animation, and he lives in his past, does he? Does he live in his past? Is he like transcending, or was it what is that called? Translucent thinking? See, he's like, it seems to me like maybe he's living in his past sometimes. But that's the way he is, and look at how old he is. I mean, I didn't really want to have that problem to live too long, but am I going to live to be really, really old? I don't know. But that's like what's going on with me, because, see, I've always aspired to go to this country and make movies, like as a martial arts movie actor. So I want, to be like JCVD when I was younger. And then I was that way. I was really that way. But the difference here is like, I'm see that year in 1995, I had the perfect, martial arts physical figure to do these martial arts, and the body was so sexy and appealing, like a Marine likeness too, like a Marine. I'm like a military Marine, the most elite Marine, and doing these things like really special, smart, professional, sexy looking. That's something people might get jealous of that I don't know. And so you see, what I'm looking at here, this is the country I wanted to go to, and this is what I'm still trying to do in most ways, is trying to go here, Yeah, so this is why I brought up Inuyasha just now, because it is all related to my degree, my claims And you know, you see how I might have a mess here with those compact discs, and then I've got the Shenmue. I bought that from Redbubble, the iPhone 15 Pro Max case. Uh, the phone I currently have now is iPhone Pro 17. So this is iPhone Pro Max 15. That one over there, the case. So the reason I have maybe somewhat of a little mess there, well, for one, this is not my house. And for two, I can't always keep up cleaning this. I've got some responsibilities to do here. Sometimes I cook for the family here. I'm pretty much like a chef. I have a lot of experience cooking. I'm like a chef in some ways, but then you know that's a hard job. That's like a hard-working job. Right. So I don't have like a wife or girlfriend. You know, I'm not living like in a big property mansion or something where I would have like even a maid to help cleaning. You know, a few maids, whatever, maybe butler to help me clean up my place. To you know, like a staff to clean the you know the estate, the residence where I'm at. See, this is like the problem I have. There's not structure in my life here. So you see, that's like the problem I have here. And because I have that problem, I need to establish that I can do these moves. I can do these moves. So that's why I'm training on my own. I can do these moves. I can be sexy looking, and I can do these things. If you like Inuyasha, you're gonna like Ryohazuki too, because age is just a number, right? Isn't that what they say in the entertainment industry on TV? Girls say age is just a number. Women say age is just a number, right? So that's, you know, in a way, I think that's true if you can prove that you're worth something. And I do believe I'm really worth something. It's really expensive for what I've done, for what I can prove, for what I did prove. I think I'm worth a lot of money, I think I'm really expensive. So I don't think one house is enough for me. I think I need to have several homes. I think I'm really expensive and really special because I can still have the potential and the power, the ability to get back into physically fit shape. If I had if I had fitness trainers in my life, well, that would mean I need my own house, my own property, my own car, maybe even more money than that. See, like, I can prove these things, but they have to be proven. See, maybe a lot of wealth maybe should be given to me after I prove at least one movie in the entertainment industry. Would it be Inuyasha? I think that's a possibility. I'm kind of wondering, well, see, I have some reason to believe why, well, there's some involvement with this Inuyasha. Now, Indonesia, there was a lady that was Indonesian. My friend tells me she married a Muslim person from the airport. It's from Pakistan. So I have some Muslim friends in my history. Now, why did Inuyasha, it looks like it was pretty much sold out to Indonesia. But I'm Inuyasha, the real one. Now that's offensive to me because I own Inuyasha. In my mind, I own Inuyasha. There was a pink jewel in one of my eyes on a closed down facility. 2809 is that the address? I own Inuyasha. Why is that? See, I'm supposed to have the ownership rights under intellectual property laws of this character Inuyasha. and royalties, and you know, I'm supposed to be somebody with my degree. My name is stated on my degree from 1995. I think you better retranslate that degree, Mr. Savoy. I'll just call you that. You're not my teacher now. But you had better retranslate that to me, not just to me, to the public, to the world. Because your master, your Sabam Nim, my master too, Russ Hinkie, has deceased. Am I right? Am I right that if I earn my degree, you're not supposed to sell out to your family's law firm? Is this what has happened, Mr. Savoy? You want to fill in for me there? Because I don't know what has gone on all these years, Mr. Savoy. And I am in no obligation to give back my degree. And if in fact you're saying that you have the right to deem to take that back, but I can prove that I can do more martial arts that year than you, I'm more of an advanced martial artist than you, therefore your forms you do in Subak Do don't really mean anything. Because I proved my own martial arts system, so you're gonna need to give me that back, the degree, Mr. Savoy. And I'm gonna have to take you to court for that if you don't want to comply. And make this be known to the next door neighbors. Okay, this is the problem. I don't want to be like a mean person to your family, Mr. Savoy. I don't want to be like that, and I'm not going to be that way. But respectfully, you should know under business context here. I can talk about these things with you another time, but this is the problem I have, is that, I'm doing these things. I know I prove these things. I know this is my real, truthful likeness. I'm not supposed to sign waivers or something in the changing room. I'm only a minor then, it's like a lot going on here, but like, this is what I'm, presenting is because I have to do something more with my life. I have to be somebody in life too. Because I made something in my life when I'm age 14. And this is like a bigger problem here, that I can't be presented as, I could never make it in life if your friends, your family, your girlfriends, maybe I dated one, is taking all the credit, taking all the good times, having hot dates with guys and stuff. And, when do I get to be, young like that and live my life? Now I've been waiting. I've been pursuing. I've been not waiting. I've been trying to find the answer for my problems. I never knew what to do. And just after I came out of that relationship, I suffered a dislocated shoulder in 2005, Mr. Savoy. So if your girlfriend, your mistress, my fake ex-girlfriend, Sarah Lucy Bach, knows something legally about the incident of that day, too, and legally something happened, there's a such thing called the black box in cars. Because I don't know what really went wrong that day. Maybe it was just a bad accident and it just happened, but I see, this is the problem I want to say, Mr. Savoy. I don't have money to pay for adult stem cell therapy for my shoulder. I don't have the money and the respect that I earned so long ago. And if you gave this to Sarah Bach, she has, see, this is what I'm finding out too. I looked up online, it looks like she lives in Detroit nowadays or something. So I don't think she really has much money. She must be liquidated out or something. I don't really know. I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe it's mistranslated. See, I don't really know what's going on, but the money I earn, and I'm talking about Tekken, Bandai Namco, and Sega, and all those things, that's a lot of money. And Inuyasha, that's a lot of money. I understand Richard Ian Cox is your brother-in-law, because I've noticed it through Sarah Lucy Bach's Truth.com, looked up her name. The last surname Cox has some referencing hint there for me. And go figure, I know that. So I'm not crazy, but I can, based on my speculation and intellect, I can figure that out too. He kind of looks like some of your family members, I'm thinking. But anyway, I'm not gonna get into it really very much more. But this is what I'm trying to say too. I want to say this additionally, Mr. Savoy. I would like to know you as a business relationship and as maybe your friend. Get to know you the way I've always intended to know you. You never got to know me anyway. I mean, I like to know you as a friendly person, as a good person, and I'm a friendly person. I'm not like a bad, mean, evil person. So, you know, I can make the best movies for, you know, Japan. I'm thinking I can do that. I can do that. And I don't think that I can't do a lot of things. I can do a lot of things. I have the ability. I can do things. I can be impressive. I can impress a lot of people if I'm respected for being the man I'm supposed to be. And that should have been, you know, happening a long time ago, but I don't believe it's too late. I think I can still do these things. I think I need to do these things starting now. Okay. So, yes. So there's, you know, okay, so the reason I'm explaining, you know, so you know, the reason I'm trying to explain these things is because, well, everybody's got to live their own life, you see. Yeah, and everybody's got to live their own life. So if I've earned these things in life, I believe they should be returned back to me. Now's the time to give them back to me. Just as you said to Kyo-san M. Savoy, you said, maybe one day we'll just give this back to you. Now, I can understand, you know, at the time I was taking 2 anxiety medications. But, you know, I'm just going to leave it at that for now. But in a way, I think it's the right thing to give a lot of this back to me, or more than all of it back to me, or all of it back to me. But at the minimum, substantially something back before you're giving it all back, or a lot of it back, or something's got to happen like that. If you're giving some of it back, I'm thinking it's got to be a lot of it back one day, or more than all of it, or all of it, but at least something that's substantial enough to give back to me so I can get it, so I can have a good life, healthy life, afford the expensive things I need to be Ryozuki in 5 Shenmue movies. I think I can do that still, 5. But first, I'm planning on becoming Inuyasha in the film industry. And actually, it might be more appropriate to be Ganondorf in the film industry before I become Inuyasha in the film industry. I'm thinking maybe it's more appropriate to be first Ganondorf, like suavemente. So you can understand, you know, I can do that. Entertain people as being Ganondorf. You know, Ganondorf to me should have like a humor in him, some evil, cunning character in some way. Oh, right. And so Ganondorf, I think he's getting bald, right? Well, I have that problem right now, the balding kind of. But you see, this is the thing about me. I think my looks will change, my body would change as I'm having more money, but I'm thinking actually too, maybe I can have the hair stem cell therapy, or because that's another form of therapy, hair stem cells. Maybe I can have hair stem cell therapy before and be Ganondorf, Or maybe I can do it after and first be Ganondorf. But this is what I'm saying. I'm trying to be represented in the film industry. So I'm saying that I want to get, right. I'm trying to get a modeling agent first. And so I need to become getting like dealings with models. I think I'm sexy and I know it. I'm RetroRyoHazuki that year. I don't look that bad, I don't think. Using cosmetics from the health food store these days. I think I can do this. I think I can become the real Ganondorf in the Legend of Zelda. The movies. The movie, the film, entertainment industry. Yes. Now, I believe there's some likeness of me, really, about Squaw from Final Fantasy VIII. So I have family too, and I have a brother that reminds me more of Squaw than myself. Mostly, so how to say it? I don't really think like I remind myself of Squaw enough. Now let me give some examples here. Okay, there's okay, as I remember, there's like one student. There's like one student from this Melvindale High School. Yeah, Melvindale High School District that I remember. What was his name? William. Right. I believe he's related to one of the teachers. What's that? Veterinary clinic down the street. See, there's like there's a veterinary clinic, but it has a similar name. I think is that Irish name or German? See, I don't know. But McLaughlin, the name McLaughlin is a familiar name I remember from two students from school. Yes, there's actually a character in Tekken 7 I remember, reminds me of this girl. Her name was what? Anita? And that name McLaughlin really sounds familiar sometimes, even more at times. But there's another kid, his name was William. All right, William. But McLaughlin's like a very familiar name. So what, the last name was McLaughlin? Yeah, it was. So that's what I'm saying. He reminds me of Zell, William McLaughlin, a lot. And if he's in fact related to one of my karate dons, I think I should have legally the authority here to know all, because I know all this. Sabam them Zigafus. Sabam them Joey LaJoyce. Your sister, what's her name? Riza? Is it Riza LaJoyce? Whatever. It's funny that you were talking about Malaysia in class. Yeah, you're talking about Malaysia sometimes in class. I'm kind of wondering why. You have a law firm there? How do I know? I might just know anyway. Yeah, so if I know, and that's some power I have here, because I'm not stupid. I'm not mental. I'm not really mental. I'm not mental. So the label mental illness, bipolar, or whatever, you can snap it off. A lot of times I don't even use scissors. I just snap it right off the plastic string. It's gone. No more bipolar label. No more mental label. I'm not mental. Are you mental? See, I think I'm smart. I believe I'm intelligent. I believe I'm a very competent, sexy man. I believe I'm very talented. What do I think of myself? How do I think of myself today? I think I'm a very talented, sexually appealing, competent, well-abled, independent man. that can do many things. I can do a lot of things. I can cook anything in the world. I can cook things. I'm a great chef. I can, okay, what else can I do? I'm a martial arts expert. And then beyond that, now I have the ability to be more of a martial arts expert, but I've got to redefine these things. They have to be redefined, retrained, do it again. But I think I've got it in me. I'm Ryohazuki. It's my new name from your best friend, salutatorian. I mean the valedictorian. I know you salute him, right? Okay. You're like the same likeness, though. Salvam them, because you know the few B's you have in class, they're just like A's. You know, that's more validated, like a valedictorian, right? Suba. Is that how they do it? How to do it? Suba. I'm not going. I mean, how do they say? I don't even know. Do they say subak? That's how they do subak. I'm not trying to do Hitler. I mean, okay. I don't know what I was doing there. I was thinking about buying a BMW one day, or Audi. I think I like an Audi more than BMW. But I also like that the BMW, meaning Bavarian Motor Works, has a perfect drive. It has a really good drive. They call it the ultimate driving machine. So Bavarian Motor Works is a real cool vehicle. And come to think of it, I like German girls. I mean, I like Japanese girls, German girls, Thai girls. Man, they're beautiful. So attractive, these hot babes. Damn. I mean, I'm attracted to them. Yeah. English ones, American ones. Damn. I want them bad. I want them. The ones that need written consent to go to Disney World when I become a Nuyasha. Can't wait. So that's just how I am. And I want to pick my nose, but maybe I do want to pick my nose just below the surface. No. I mean, what I've got, I think, is golden. And it's just the wrong lifestyle. Without having the things that I earned, I'm having problems, okay? I'm having problems. I'm looking at some of these girls here. Some of them are like American or, maybe from Europe somewhere, but they're pretty. Blonde ones. They look innocent, blonde ones. They look sexy, innocent. They're blonde hair. They're sexy. Like, yeah, they're innocent because they're blonde. Damn. And they're like, cool. Look at the red hair one. I can't resist. I'm getting real horny sometimes. I'm here at my house. I'm horny as hell at times. And I gotta have money to date women, whatever. But ultimately, I'm trying to be a celebrity martial arts movie actor. I believe I can do this. I can do a good job at doing this. I think I should be selected to be a celebrity and to be blacklisted in Hollywood. That sounds like a lawsuit to me against somebody. But this is the problem here. I should not even be misrepresented from the studio group at all. Is that a lawsuit? Needs civil action? Perhaps. But see, this is the thing. I never was supposed to look stupid because, my money is something I already earned. I'm waiting to be respected for being Ryohazuki. And thank you, everyone. I'm RetroRyoHazuki81.